So listen, folks, I think it's time we had some eggcorns, don't you? Because people continue to send these in to the extent that I have created a new jingle. That's always a fun thing, isn't it? Because it officially becomes a segment. Even though this is our last studio-bound show for this current run of the programme, we're going to be in Glastonbury next weekend, of course, I thought it would be nice to get this in here to make it an official eggcorn compartment. So here we go with the new jingle.
Somebody's been eardropping on me, and now I'm suffering their strings and arrows, can't you see? I was standing on the curve like a jester of goodwill, but now I'm curled up in the feeble position still, cause of my eggcorns. When it comes to eggcorn business, eggcorns. I'm like Farmer Hecking Christmas. Eggcorns. The pot will call the kettle back, eggcorns. Cause it's an eggcorn attack.
Got some eggcorns incorporated in the lyrics.
Very
there.
good.
And you remember we were talking about scary guttural voices last week, and I was sort of speculating as to where that started. We got a message from Ollie and Jessamine, a.k.a. Oggs and Pod. Hi, Joe 90 and Buxton. A good friend of mine and brilliant musician, Justin K. Broderick, original founder of Napalm Death and now Jesu/Godflesh, was one of the first people to sing in that scary, demonic, crazed voice. It's widely considered that he actually invented it. I'm sure that's a controversial point of view, and we'll get loads of messages going, no, actually, it was Gary Grunty.
They won't be in that voice, though.
Might be. Anyway, he says, hope...
I think you'll find I invented that voice.
Thanks very much, Ollie and Jessamine. So, yeah, eggcorns. We got a few of these through this week. Here's one to kick things off from Paolo in London's Cruel Centre. He says, Fella boys, whilst working at the Royal Festival Hall at the turn of the millennium, I had a bar manager who used an incredible array of language, a kind of grab bag of phrases that he never quite mastered nor understood. One day he asked me where I'd left the tubs of ice cream that we used to sell at the intervals. I said they were on the top level, in the fridge. He went all the way to the top floor to retrieve them. Only then did I realise I had the key to the fridge. He returned after about 5 minutes. So vast is that huge building, it takes ages to get around, and he was absolutely fuming. He shouted, "You deliberately sent me on a wild goof trek!" I now use that term exclusively in place of the original. It's so much better. The same manager also used to shout, "Flaming Laura!" whenever he was upset. "You've sent me on a wild goof trek!"
Flaming Laura.
Oh, Flaming Laura.
He's brilliant. Here's one from a chap called Nick Cheese. I don't think his surname is Cheese. I think he just works in some sort of cheese-related business. A friend of mine recently said, when walking into our messy office, "Oh, looks like a bombsy tit."
What?
Looks like a bombsy tit. To which we all fell about laughing. He said that was what his mum always used to say about his bedroom. And then we got another email, slightly later, from Sean Buckley, which says, "Darlings..." Yeah, I'm not going to read that. It calls us quite rude names. It says, "Throughout my childhood, my mum used to tell me that my room looked like a bomb-has-hit. Then, when I was about 12, she said, 'Your room looks like a bomb has hit it.'" And that was that. So maybe that's the same guy.
So he thought that there was an actual thing called a bomber-zit-it.
Bomber-zit-it, yes. And then the other one is bombsy-tit. I don't know quite what's going on there, listeners. I'll leave you to figure that out.
Your room looks like a bomber-zit-it.
No, it's not. It's a bombsy-tit. I don't know why I read that in an Australian accent as well. A bombsy-tit sounds like something they might have. I don't know, an old crashed aeroplane.
Oh, mate, look at your bombsy-tit. That's nice. Is that a new one? Here's a message from Jeremy, that is, a mailman from Black Squadron in Bristol. And he says, "Dear old dirty buckle and Eggcorn, whilst out walking with my girlfriend Tess the other day, we passed a man, at which point I said, 'Oh, I think that was Terry Nutkins.' At which point she asked me, 'The one from the Beatrix Potter books?' At realising what she'd said, she then laughed for 10 minutes. And then, when she could catch her breath, she said, 'I mean Lord of the Rings. Love you, bye.'"
What? Terry Nutkins from...
So he says, "I think that was Terry Nutkins." And she goes, "What, the one from the Beatrix Potter books?" And then she goes, "Oh, no. I mean Lord of the Rings."
Yes. What's he called, Nutkins? There is a Nutkins character in... he's not called
Squirrel
Terry, is he?
Nutkins.
Squirrel Nutkins.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's an understandable
is Squirrel
mistake.
Nutkins in Lord of the Rings?
Nah.
No, you sure? It might be in one of those crowd scenes at the back.
He might be. Terry Nutkins might be in the back there, as far as I know. I've got a whole list of quickfire ones here.
Oh.
This is a nice little list that's been sent in by Matt. He's a bloke man. And Matt says, A&J, over the years I've documented the spoonerisms, malapropisms and faux pas of a chap in my office. Here is a very brief selection. You've completely missed the wrong end of the stick. If push comes to crunch, I couldn't see the trees for looking. You need to make a stance. Don't jump your horses.
I like that one. That one could be good.
Yeah.
That could actually go into circulation.
It's time to put the foot to the metal. Let's get the ball moving. And we can't argue pedantics all day.
Ooh. Why not? I love arguing pedantics.
We can't argue pedantics all day, so don't jump your horses and get your foot to the metal. Thanks very much there. That's Matt. You got any more there, J. Corn?
I heard a cracking eggcorn the other day whilst talking to my girlfriend. We were discussing the difficulties in getting a job when she said, I know, it's doggy dog out there, as opposed to dog eat dog. I thought this was hilarious and never planned to ever let her forget it.
Although
Lots of love, Sam, a female man.
Female man.
From Brighton.
Nice. My favourite kind of man.
Noises, beeping noises.
We're getting lots of